Welcome back to the Michael Batson Show. Today, got a pretty stacked slate. Yesterday, we talked about college football, reviewed some of the games. We talked about Georgia. Are they, get this, maybe even better than last year? And also Michigan, 3-0 to start the season, coming into Big Ten play now. We're going to switch leagues. Same sport. Some people like it better. Some people don't. We're talking about the NFL. And, you wanted a good week 2, you got a week 2. We saw Monday Night Football. We saw a great matchup on Thursday Night Football. We had a stacked slate on Sunday with some good comebacks. We had some statements made, and also, as I said, a doubleheader on Monday. But the statements made by two Alabama guys was, it was pretty cool. One on Sunday, Tua against the Ravens, and Jalen Hurts making a statement against the Vikings. We'll go to Jalen Hurts first, because this is a guy that coming into season, everybody knew he was going to start, but he wasn't. He wasn't. He was a tier 3 QB. Jalen Hurts, according to NFL.com, he was number 15. He was behind Ryan Tannehill, and according to Fanside, he was the 17th best QB. And Jalen Hurts played ridiculous last night. 26 for 31. A better completion percentage than anyone we saw this week. 333 yards, 3 touchdowns. And you think about, Cousins was 27 for 46. Mahomes was only 24 for 35. Herbert was 33 for 48. And Burrow came close to winning, was 24 for 36. So his touchdowns were great, and he led them to win, but his completion percentage and his completions and his decision-making were near perfect. And look, we don't know about the Cowboys. Giants we don't think are great. Redskins we know are not contenders. Eagles look like the best in the division, and if Hurts plays half as good as that, they have a chance to win every game. And the weapons Jalen Hurts had were something like when he had in college. He had Gobert with 5 receptions, 82 yards. He had Devontae Smith. He had Quez Watkins and a newly acquired A.J. Brown, which is a stud in my books. And then, of course, you had a hell of a running back position with Boston Scott and Miles Sanders. They can come out of the backfield too. So Hurts has targets wherever. His completion percentage was really good, and his decision-making was great too. No interceptions, no near picks, 5 incomplete passes. I think one was a drop. And part of why I'm believing in the Eagles too is their strength of record. It is tremendously easy. They have Commanders, then Jaguars, then Cardinals, then Cowboys, then Steelers, Texans, Commanders, Colts, Panthers, Titans, and then Giants. Giants will not be 10-0 in Week 10. But right now, you have to wait 10 games to get to the Giants to play someone that's 2-0. So if you're thinking right now, the record is easy, Hurts is playing his best football right now in a small sample size, he has weapons and he has something to prove. I really like Jalen Hurts. And then the other guy made a statement on Sunday. I think it was 11 o'clock slate, so we got Monday, we got Sunday. And, it wasn't going his way for the first 3 quarters. And he pulled together a miraculous comeback. They were down 21 to start the 4th. They came back and won it. And Tua, another guy that was ranked 19th on NFL.com for best QBs coming into season. He was behind Kirk Cousins and Mac Jones, number 22 on Fanside. And he just proved it. This game, last game for the Patriots, and something that not many Dolphins quarterbacks have done. You think about Tannehill, and there's no one else that have beat the Patriots and beat them consistently. He beat them with ease, then he went into Ravens Stadium and pulled out a win. Now, Tua went 36 for 50, 469 yards and 6 touchdowns. And, as I said, another guy who was kind of looked down upon. He was injury prone. Everybody knew he was going to be good. He won a national championship, but he was injury prone. And that was a main concern. So because of that, everybody kind of put him down. But I think this Dolphins organization have done a good job of putting together weapons that were like at Alabama. Because most teams don't have the weapons of Alabama that if you throw it in space, it could go for 45 yards. The Dolphins have that with Waddle. And they have a deep threat with Tyreek, and they have a red zone target with Gesicki. So the weapons are there, and I think Tua is going to have a really good year. And matter of fact, when was the last time Belichick sat right here on Thursday and said, we got to get our, what together. We're the third best team in the division right now. When has that happened? Thanks to the Bills, just trouncing on Monday night, and thanks for Dolphins making a statement with Tua. So, two Alabama kids, undoubtedly doubted. One was injury prone. Jalen Hurts was just forgotten about, but showing they can play for the first 2 weeks. I really think they have bright futures for both of them. Now, Sunday night, the Bears played versus the Packers, and Aaron Rodgers kind of made a statement that I still own you, and it wasn't that close. It was a 14-point game. Bears had it at Packers 1 with about 12 minutes to go. They didn't get the ball in the end zone, so Packers took over. That was their last, chance. But the main thing, it doesn't come down to wins or losses in the first two games. It comes down to what's your QB doing. And that's the most important thing in offense in the NFL. It's not defense, it's not offense, it's QB, and it's QB-driven league. Now, one wide receiver caught a ball in that game. 4 players did. Only 4 players did. And Fields went 7 for 11. Tua threw it 50 times. He completed what? He completed 36 passes. Fields, without a flea flicker, could only complete 6. And it's not his fault, because I'll tell you what, there's no weapons. Montgomery is okay, right? He's a good running back. But who do you have on wide receiver? I challenge anyone who even thinks they know football is a good fan, except for a diehard Bears fan, that knows another wide receiver, if N'Keal Harry and maybe Darnell Mooney. They have no weapons. N'Keal Harry's out. Darnell Mooney is, inconsistent, not playing good. He didn't have a catch Sunday night. And the offensive line sucks. You had a chance. You had 2 second-round picks. If you're Matt Eberflus, to get an offensive lineman, to get a wide receiver, maybe Drake London or something like that. I don't know who was there. But they didn't. They drafted 2 defensive guys. And that just goes with the narrative the Bears have had the last few years. The Bears are too focused on defense. Now, I get in the 1980s, defense won championships. It helps now to have a good defense, but offense wins championships. And the Bears, on multiple occasions, even the last 2 years, you could say 6 months, the hiring of Matt Eberflus have been a mistake. One, they didn't trade for Roquan Smith. Roquan Smith is in his prime. Trade him. Get some offensive weapons. Roquan Smith didn't want to be there. And then they hired a defensive coordinator as a head coach, not an offensive mastermind. And then also, as I said, they drafted 2 defensive backs for their first 2 picks in the second round. Just focus on offense. Get a good offensive line. Fields doesn't have any time to throw. And when he tries to get out of the pocket, the tight ends can't block either. He had 8 rushes for 20 yards. That can't happen. So the Bears need to get their you-know-what together. Focus on offense. It's 2022. You can't have an offense score 10 points and Fields throw 7 times. That doesn't happen in the NFL or college or high school. But, you know, Bears need to get their you-know-what together. And they need to do it fast. So, we talked about Tua. We talked about Hurts. We talked about their statements. And, that really wraps up a busy week in the NFL. We have a week coming up this Thursday. Tonight, Browns versus Steelers. Some other news, Ime Udoka is facing what could be a year-long suspension, according to the Aiden Wojciechowski, for ESPN. And also Robert Starver is planning to sell the team after some not good allegations. So some bad stuff happening in the NBA, and some good stuff happening in the NFL with, Tua and Hurts and some young QBs. How about Pujols? 2 away from 700. How about Judge? 1 away from tying the record in Maris. He'll be on Fox tonight versus the Red Sox. You couldn't plan that any better. Thanks so much for joining us. It is the Michael Batson Show. I'll be here same time tomorrow. Thanks so much.